Hello everyone, it's Tiffany Lyn and I am back with another video, this time about my experience with the Paraguard IUD. If you guys remember, I got the Paraguard about a year ago and I documented everything on my channel. So I have a video about getting the Paraguard inserted on the exact same day that I did that. And then I have videos like updating. I think there's a 3-month later video, and now this is a year later. So I wanted to hit you up with one more video about my experience thus far, because I feel like now, after a whole year has passed, I'm much wiser when it comes to the IUD. I'm less confused about all the research there is out there, and then of course I understand better my own personal experience, and hopefully that will help you guys with your own decisions about whether or not you want to get an IUD. So, starting off with the pros about the Paraguard, of course, the biggest pro is that there are no hormones involved. So if your body is sensitive to hormones, or if you have any sort of like hormone issue, you won't have to worry about that with this one. For me personally, I do have a hormone imbalance, so actually something like the MIRENA might have worked better for me if I wanted to correct that hormone imbalance. It's not something that I feel like affects my daily life, so I'm not super worried about it. But I'm actually glad that I ended up getting the Paraguard for a completely random reason. I recently have started looking into donating my eggs, and to do that, you can't be on birth control, at least when you're, injecting hormones into your body to produce extra eggs. Since the IUD is kind of difficult to extract, you have to go into the doctor. It's not like birth control pills where you can just stop taking them and then pick it up again later. If I had done the MIRENA IUD, it probably would have been harder for me to be able to do that. And then, pro number 2, which possibly for me is the most important, is the effectiveness of the Paraguard. When I first started with the Paraguard, I was still using condoms, but about maybe 3 to 4 months in, or definitely after the 6-month mark, I stopped using condoms, and I have not gotten pregnant, so it's definitely working. You would have known if I was pregnant. That would have been the first thing I said in this video. I would have warned everyone off of it. Of course, another benefit to the Paraguard is that there's minimal upkeep, so you don't have to worry about taking your pill every single day or going to the doctor and getting a new prescription. And along with that, since it lasts forever, I think anywhere between 5 to 10 years, I don't know, I have it in another video somewhere, you don't have to, even like the MIRENA, go every 3 years to get it replaced. And of course, you don't have to pay to get it replaced if you don't have insurance or whatever, and my situation is more or less always like that. Like, sometimes I have insurance, sometimes I don't. Even when I have insurance, I barely have enough money to do the copay. So it's definitely the cheaper alternative. And then something new that I recently discovered about the Paraguard, and I don't know why I didn't think about it before, but is that it is so good for the environment. There's so much waste involved with birth control pills. They come in this paper bag, and then on the outside there's a sticker and a label and all this other information. Then when you pull the pills themselves out of the package, they're in their own packaging, and that has stickers and plastic and tinfoil and all this other stuff. It's just impossible to rip them apart and recycle the good stuff, throw away the bad stuff. And you have to do that every single month, if you want to be responsible about taking your birth control and taking it when you need it, on time. But with the Paraguard, it's just one, I'm sure, heavily plasticky container when they get it out of its original packaging. It's just one of those one time, and then you wait 6, 7, 8, 10, whatever years until you remove it, and that probably has some more waste of its own. But other than that, that's much better than 12 different packages that you're going to be consuming every single year if you're on a birth control pill. But of course, there are some cons to the Paraguard. Number 1 being that this thing hurts. Do not underestimate the pain of the Paraguard. But they say that this is not the reaction that everyone gets, although it sounds like most people who use the Paraguard do tend to have pain, and less people who use the MIRENA tend to have pain. So yeah, don't mess around with the Paraguard if you don't like pain. There's just no getting around it. it hurts. The other thing that's weird about the Paraguard that I didn't see coming is that it gives me PMS. About a week to a week and a half before my period starts, sometimes even 2 weeks before, I get cramps, and as my period gets closer, they get worse. When I say they get worse, I mean like they're all throughout my abdomen, and the pain even goes into my legs. So that sucks. Yeah, there's no way around that. It sucks. As soon as my period starts, the cramps stop, which is good. I'll take that. That's good. And then the other thing that happens is that I get pretty bloated, and then I just start feeling like negative thoughts, which is either a product of the bloating or a product of just general PMS. But I definitely start thinking about myself like in a bad way. You know, I start to feel like, oh, you're so fat, you're so ugly, blah, 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 because I'm bloated and in pain and hate everyone. The last thing, which is both kind of a plus and a minus, which I've listed as a plus in past videos, is that my periods are more or less regular, meaning that they do come about once a month. However, they aren't exactly on time. So at the most, I think my period has been 2.5, maybe even 3 weeks late. Usually it falls within the like 3 days to 1 week range. But like I've said before, that is like super regular to me. So, I mean, that sounds pretty amazing. But on the other hand, it's kind of bad because it means that without a doubt, at least once a month, I'm going to be in terrible, terrible pain. So the ultimate question is it all worth it? And my answer is yes. The Paraguard is definitely worth it. I mean, it's so effective. It works great. The pain sucks, but if you don't mind the pain that much, then you could probably get over it. And especially if you have any type of problems with hormones, then it's a good option for you. However, if I could do it again and money wasn't an option, I would probably go for the MIRENA, because the constant pain that happens, you know, like once a month, it's annoying, and it does, you know, interfere with my life, and I would rather not have to deal with that. But I'm still in a similar financial situation, and the Paraguard is working out to be totally fine. So if I had to get an IUD again tomorrow, I would definitely choose the Paraguard over the MIRENA. However, if I suddenly became rich and won the lottery tomorrow and could pay for my own health insurance, I would definitely get the MIRENA. So that's all from me today, guys. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I wrote an accompanying blog post to this video if you want to check that out too. I will link that down in the description below. Please feel free to check out my other videos on the IUD, on the Paraguard, on all of that stuff. I'll link them in the description box below. And of course, if you want to see more videos like this, and especially if you want to see more videos about minimalism and sustainability and lifestyle, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next one.